All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning flow for April. It is the fourth month of the year, and I don't know how that could possibly be true, but here we are. Today's practice is really about just gently waking up and stretching the whole body. So a little bit of everything. We're going to do some special neck stretching. There's quite a bit for the hips and low back, also chest and shoulders. So I hope that by the time we're all done this morning, you feel just like a little more limber, maybe a little more energized and focused, ready to tackle whatever is next for you. If you have a block, keep it at the top of your mat for now. We'll use it soon. If you don't have a block, it's not a big deal. Meet me in child's pose. And if you are following along with the playlist, I'm going to press play right now. So meet me in child's pose. It's nice and easy. Let your toes touch behind you. Knees fall open as wide as feels comfy, and then let your forehead melt down towards the ground. Start to take a couple big, slow breaths here. Notice if you're clenching your jaw or holding any tension in your shoulders. See if you can let some of that go on your next exhale. Soften the palms of your hands, noticing the texture of your mat underneath them. Notice the sensations of the air against your skin. And without giving it your full attention, notice any other sounds near you. Maybe there is a window open, cars outside, birds making a ton of noise. Just noticing, kind of taking inventory of your surroundings in this moment. Nice. We'll take 3 big, full breaths together just to greet the morning. Exhale all your air. Take a big breath in through your nose. Feel your rib cage expand in all directions. And a big open mouth exhale, letting that go, releasing. Good. Another like that, breathing in, filling all the way up. And another big, slow breath out. Nice. Last one. Breathe in, your biggest breath yet. And your biggest breath out. Good. Crawl your fingertips off towards the right side of your mat, finding a big stretch through your left side body. Take a couple breaths here to really settle into the shape. Think about expanding the length of your torso out of your hips. So there's a lengthening, a reaching, and then a softening. Take one more round of breath. Nice job. Crawl back towards center and then send your fingertips off in the other direction. Big stretch on the other side. 3 breaths here, thinking about lengthening the side body and expanding the rib cage sideways, horizontally as you breathe. One more round. Nice job. Gently return to center. Press yourself up into a tabletop, and we're going to go straight into Sphinx pose. So lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. You can adjust as you need to. Legs might be a little wider than the edges of your mat. Relax through your glutes and through your low back. Make your hands the number 11 on your mat, palms face down towards the ground. Align your elbows right underneath your shoulders and gently push your forearms down and hug them back towards your rib cage. Notice any sensations through the collarbone area, through your low back. And from here, maybe you need a little more low back support. So you might decide to gently push your pelvis down. This is like light engagement of the glutes, but you're not squeezing your glutes. This is mostly still pretty passive in the lower body, but upper back is starting to work. Maybe think about lifting your heart forward and up, just a tiny little back bend. And from here, start to move the neck around. There are no wrong ways to do this. Just start to notice what sensation is feeling like in the neck, in the traps, in the throat. You might just be testing out your range of motion, maybe looking back towards one ankle, then the other. Keeping this light engagement through the upper body, you might be starting to feel a little heat moving through the arms. My triceps are shaking. Triceps, always the weakest part of the body. Nice job. Couple more breaths here. You might open and close your mouth, stretching your face. It looks crazy to do it on video, but you're not on video, so give it a try. Just notice what has gotten a little stuck, a little stagnant during the night. You're here for 3 more full rounds of breath. Take your time. Nice job. And then as you're ready, we're going to press back to child's pose. So you might move your hands closer to your hips and then press yourself back. So just take a moment here to notice any shifts, whether that's an energetic shift, maybe your body literally feels different after being in a little back bend. And we're going to find those same stretches side to side, but add a twist to deepen the intensity if you want. So crawl your fingertips over towards the right. You're finding that big, long stretch from the left hip out through the left fingertips. Bring your right hand a little closer to your right knee so you can use it for leverage, and then gaze up and over the right shoulder. So this brings the stretch into sides of your arm, a little bit into the armpit. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, return your forehead to the ground, crawl your fingertips to center, and then over to the other side. Nice job. Take a moment to find the side stretch. If you want a little more, left hand slides down and then uses like a little kickstand. That's what I'm trying to say. Take another breath in here and a big breath out. Nice job. Return to center. Press yourself up into a tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide onto the earth. Knees are under hips. Wrists are under shoulders. We're going to find some cat and cow. Start to drop your belly. Lift your chin. Take a moment before you start moving out of habit just to notice what this feels like today. Slide your palms energetically back towards your knees. Notice that sensation in your low back, in your chest. Reach your chin up towards the sky. Breathe in. As you exhale, round and curl, finding cat pose. Think about pushing your hands into the earth and launching your heart up through your upper back. Take a moment here just to notice what this feels like. And we'll start to match breath to movement here, breathing in, finding cow pose. Breathing out, cat. Move on your own. Stay longer in one of these shapes if that's what your body is asking for. You have 5 rounds here on your own to explore and wake up through the spine. Keep leading with the breath. Let the breath be the most powerful part. Movement is what follows the breath. Nice job. One more full round wherever you are. Beautiful job. Come back to stillness and tabletop. We're going to find another side stretch, this time from modified side plank. So from tabletop, you're going to come onto your right hand and your right knee like a kickstand. Left leg goes long. If you're like, wait, I already started to do this the other way, it's totally fine. Start by reaching your left arm up towards the sky. And from here, there's so many options. This should just feel really good to you. So maybe a bigger side stretch. Maybe you're drawing circles with the arm, with the wrist, waking up through the shoulder and chest. But think about gluing the pinky edge of your left foot down towards the mat. Notice how that stretch can lengthen up the side of the hips. You're here for 2 more rounds of breath, just exploring. Nice job. Return to a tabletop, and we'll find that on the other side. So your left foot is your kickstand. Send your right foot out long. Start by reaching the right fingertips up to the sky, and then from here, just explore. Use your breath as a guide, and think about sending your breath directly to any of the tight, tense places that you're noticing. We have 2 more rounds here. Let it feel really good. Nice job, and we'll return to tabletop. All right, a little more just for the spine, and then we'll get into the neck a little bit. So you might be in tabletop, or you might have your knees a little wider, more like child's pose legs. We're gonna do some thread the needle. Bring your left hand or your fist onto the ground. As you breathe in, reach your right fingertips up high. The intention is to pretend you're drawing a bow and arrow, but if your chest doesn't quite open all the way, it's totally cool. Take another moment here just to roll out through the wrist. Flip the palm forward and backward, checking in with the shoulders mobility this morning. Breathe in. And as you exhale, tuck the right arm under the bridge made by the left, like you're going all the way into thread the needle, but then stop. So hover your hand off the ground. You're reaching your fingertips away from you, bringing a little more rotation to the upper spine. Start to feel your core engaged to hold you here. Could you hug the front body up to meet the back body a little more? And can you lengthen the crown of your head more forward? Good. We're gonna flow this 3 times. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, thread the needle and hover. Engage your core, lengthen your neck. Good. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, tuck and hover. Notice how your hips are feeling. 1 more. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, tuck and hover, and then release. Whole right arm comes to the ground, right side of your head rests. You might use your left hand, just like we did in child's pose, for a little more leverage, opening up along the back of the right shoulder blade. Send your breath directly there to the back of your upper rib cage. Find 2 more breaths here. Good job. Bring your left hand back to the ground. Breathe in, right arm goes up high. And exhale, tabletop. Let's find that on the other side. So left hand or fist comes to the ground. Breathe in, reach your left fingertips to the sky. Pause for a moment. Think about lengthening through both arms. Start to introduce a little movement, just checking in with the left wrist here. Breathe in. And as you exhale, start to tuck the left arm under the right. Engage your core already. You know you'll be using it to help stabilize and hold here. And then think about where you could engage more to find a little more ease through this big active twist. So think about sending the left fingertips away from you, away from you. Can you think about using your legs to help support you here? Sometimes just the intention to do that can change the way a shape feels. Good. Inhale, reach the left arm high. Exhale, tuck and hover. Lots of engagement here, building lots of heat. 2 more. Inhale, left arm up high. Exhale, tuck and hover. You're doing awesome. We've got 1 more. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, tuck and hover just for a moment, and then relax into the stretch. Lots of options here. To intensify the stretch along the back left shoulder, push your left hand more into the ground, and then use your right hand to traction against the mat to deepen. Find 2 more slow, full breaths. Nice job. Bring your right hand back to the earth. Inhale, left arm up high. And exhale, tabletop. All right, find your favorite seated position. That can look like whatever. We're gonna do a little side bending and then a little twist, a little neck stretching. I'm gonna use my block and I'm gonna sit on it. Just find that's a more comfortable way for my hips to sit cross-legged on the mat. I'm not in kindergarten anymore and I can't do this comfortably. All right, so legs are doing whatever you want. Think about a long, tall spine. Think about the length of your side bodies coming up out of your hips. Send that height through the crown of your head. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up high. And as you exhale, bend towards the right or towards the left. It's totally up to you. You might bring 1 hand onto the earth for support. We're thinking about lengthening through this left side body, sending that length out the left fingertips. Maybe send your chest up towards the sky just a hair. Soften your shoulder away from your ears. Breathe in. Breathe out, stay. Good, now connect to your core. Inhale, come back to center, both arms up. And exhale, other direction. Big side bend towards your left, or if you're a rule breaker, towards your right. Same thing here, we're just finding what our edge feels like in this shape. So noticing where the stretch becomes uncomfortable, noticing where it takes too much effort to get the stretch, and we're making adjustments there to find what feels best. So this might look different than it did for you yesterday because it's the morning and the body is as tight as a tin man. All right, inhale, come to center. We're gonna flow through this now. Exhale, side bend towards the right just for a moment. Good, inhale, center, lengthen both sides. Exhale, bend the other way. We're gonna do 2 more rounds of this. Inhale, come to center, expand. Exhale, bend. Good, inhale, center. Exhale, bend the other way. We've got 1 more round. Maybe close your eyes if it feels good. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. Nice job. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Now is the next stretching portion. So bring your hands to rest somewhere comfortable. Send your right ear towards your right shoulder. So we're stretching the left side of the neck. But more than thinking about crunching ear to shoulder, can you think about lifting the left ear up? Good. Notice any changes in sensation, even by just energetically shifting the way that you're thinking about being in a shape. So visualize all of these muscles and tendons along the left side of the neck, the top of the shoulder, lengthening away from each other. And if you want a little more, you might bring your right hand to the side of your head. You're not pushing down, you're applying like 2% pressure. Maybe you think about grabbing for the back of your skull and you're pulling on this upward diagonal. So just a gentle encouragement of the lengthening, not much. Take 2 more breaths here. Good, release your hands. If it's there, gently bring your head back to center. And then send your left ear towards your left shoulder. Notice right away any differences in what you feel on this side. Maybe this is your tighter side. And before you bring in the assist of the hand, think about engaging your body on your own, still finding that sense of lengthening across the top of the shoulder and the neck. Thinking about lifting the right ear up. I'm using my hands, but I said not to. Nice. And now you've been here for a moment, you have some information about what's happening on this side. Decide if the help of your hand would be good here, if you don't need it. Take 2 more breaths, nice and slow. Good, release your hand from your head, bring your head back to center, and now send your chin straight down towards your chest. So keep your spine long, just your chin coming to your chest, you're like squishing your neck, and then you bring your hand to the back of your head. And again, rather than cranking down, you're pulling up and away. And you might gently push your head back into your hand. So this is more of an active stretch. We'll hold this for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Release your hand from your head. Just see what that's like without the aid of your hand. Good. As you breathe in, lift your chin up like you're carving a line with your nose in front of you. Just lift your chin as high as it will comfortably go, keeping your shoulders, your back exactly as they are. When you reach whatever your height feels like, open and close your jaw a little bit. I really like to do this like under the jaw stretch. It just feels so good sometimes, like pretending like you're one of those, I guess all fish have like a massive underbite. I don't know if this visual is like really translating for you, but I'm picturing like a huge fish is being like, oh, 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 but it feels so good. You're here for another couple of breaths. Bear with me, friends. Good, now return to center, and we're just gonna go through all of that just once. more as a check-in. So you're not going to use your hands here. Bring your right ear towards your shoulder. Energetically lift the left ear. As you exhale, bring your chin towards your chest. Good. Think about lengthening along the back of your head. Lift your head to center. Breathe in. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Lift the right ear. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bring your chin back down to center. Cool. Nice job. All right, that is it for the next stretches. Meet me in downward facing dog on your own time as you're ready. Keep one block up towards the top of your mat. We'll use it in just a second. So downward facing dog is where we meet. If this is your first down dog of the day, give yourself a lot of time to settle into how intense the stretches can be sometimes. Sorry, I'm just changing my expert camera angle. Nice job. All right, downward facing dog. It feels good. We're pedaling out through the legs. Create more stability through your arms and your hands by spreading your fingers really wide onto the mat. Think about pushing your hands into the ground, gripping at the mat with your fingers. And then to stabilize your shoulders, think about rotating your armpits in towards your face. Notice the way that spreads your shoulder blades across your back. Can you push into the ground a little more? Think about lifting your tailbone up to where the ceiling and the wall meet behind you. Maybe you bend your knees to help make this more comfortable. Take 2 more breaths here. Nice job. Breathe in, gaze forward. Exhale, tiptoe your way to meet your hands. So tiptoeing, we're going to start to engage through the core a little bit more here. Just kind of testing ourselves, just seeing what this is like. And when you've gone as far as you comfortably can, you can walk yourself the rest of the way there. Release into ragdoll pose, letting your torso hang really heavy. Head hangs like a bowling ball towards the ground. And this is your choice here. You might cradle the back of your head again, gently tucking your chin to your chest and pulling down. Maybe you're just finding a little sway side to side, but notice any tension through the low back, through the backs of your legs. Breathe to those spaces, let that go. All right, we're gonna use our blocks here, doing a little bit of ragdoll swimming, which helps us get a nice big twist. So grab for your block, bring it right underneath your nose. And you might find that you don't need this, but I always like to start with it rather than add it later. So bring your right hand or your right fist onto your block. Generously bend your right knee. And as you breathe in, peel your left fingertips up, up, up towards the sky. Good, big, big stretch here. Think about lengthening both arms. Think about stretching on the outer side of your left leg. And can you think about twisting just 1% more, opening your heart up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, reach with your left fingertips. And as you exhale, reach your left arm all the way forward and then down. So bringing that stretch again from the hips all the way down. Good, let's find that on the other side. Left hand or fist onto the block, bend your left knee. As you inhale, peel the right arm up to the sky. We'll pause for a moment here just to notice the ways that it feels on this side. Lengthening both arms. Rotating the heart up towards the sky, staying mindful of the way this feels through the hips, through the glutes. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach the right arm forward as you come all the way back down, big stretch. Now we're gonna flow through this, matching breath to movement. So our breath in will take us up and our breath out will take us forward and down, and then we'll switch out our sides. So right hand or fist on the block or the ground, bend your right knee, inhale, reach high. Exhale, swim forward, reach, reach, reach. Good. Left hand on the block, left knee bent. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, swim forward. Let's do one more round like this. Inhale, reach the left arm high. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, reach all the way forward and down. Nice job. All right, we're gonna be standing. If you like to roll up one vertebrae at a time, you can do that. Something a little more comfortable for the low back. Bend your knees a lot, bring your hands to your hips, and lift yourself to stand. All at once. Nice. All right. We're going to move through sun salutation A, and then we're going to end with a little bit of deeper hip stretching and twisting, which is secretly what we've been building up to this whole time. Amazing. All right, so find a comfortable stance at the top of your mat. Feet can be however far apart feels supportive to you. Spread your toes wide. Think about using the entire surface area of your feet to draw energy up into your legs. Send your tailbone down towards the ground, feeling really rooted through the entire lower body. And from this stability, as you breathe in and reach your fingertips up, visualize your side bodies lengthening up, up, up out of your hips. Good. Inhale. Exhale, a big twist to the right. Reach your right fingertips back, left fingertips forward. Good. We're here for a couple breaths. Think about peeling your arms in opposite directions. And think about keeping both of your hips facing straight forward. So this twist comes from above the belly button. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax your shoulders. Good. Inhale, center, strong legs, reach high. Exhale, twist to the left. Big open arm twist. Think about this twist starting at your heart and peeling out through your fingertips. Notice if your hip is like, I want to help you do this. Say, not now, precious hip. Thank you for your service. But for now, we're going to engage through the core to keep the hips facing forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, back bend. Squeeze your glutes. Bump your hips forward. Maybe you just think about lifting up through the heart. If you want a little more, maybe bring your arms into a cactus shape so you can open across your chest and neck. Or for a little more support, bring your hands to your low back for standing baby camel. One more breath in wherever you are. One more breath out. Good. Inhale, mountain, neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward, soften your knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank and pause. Plant your palms, shoulder width distance, step straight back. Good. Now don't freak out in the plank. You can totally do this. You're doing amazing. And I know it's early and you're like, but I'm too tired to plank. And that is the point. We're going to wake ourselves up. So activate both of your legs. Use your legs to help you stabilize in this plank. Notice how it actually gets a little easier for the arms when the legs pull their weight. Thank you, legs. Imagine you're wearing a belt buckle. Hug the belt buckle up to meet your ribs. Good. Visualize the 360-degree core wrapping all the way around your body here. Hug it in tight in all directions. Yes. Push your hands into the ground. Energetically hug your thumbs towards each other. You're doing so good. Gaze straight down a little in front of you at your mat. Can you lengthen the back of your neck here? Breathe in. And as you exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Option to drop to your knees first. Slide your palms down towards your lowest ribs. Push your toenails into the mat. Breathe in, cobra pose. Peel your heart up. Good, breathe here. This is really active through the upper back. Cricket your elbows behind you to open across your chest. Imagine you're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades. Can you lift your heart up and forward? One more inch, breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, high plank or tabletop, press straight up. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. We're gonna flow now through that standing sequence 2 times, matching breath to movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk to meet your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose, push your feet down. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep your glutes firm this whole time. Good. Inhale, mountain, reach. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, your back bend. Lift your heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees. Inhale, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, high plank to your belly. Take your time. Inhale, cobra pose. Lift your heart. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time through, breathe in, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, back bend, support your low back. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank to your belly. Make it a controlled and intentional movement. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. With power, inhale, high plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, nice job. Take a big breath in here. And a big breath out. Good, lower to your knees. Find yourself in tabletop. We're gonna do a little bit of kneeling lunging to stretch out through the hips, activate the legs a little bit. If you have sensitive knees, or you just know you'd like a little bit more cushion, you can double fold your mat the long way, or, you know, all sorts of things to give yourself more cushion. You have some options. And from here, we're going to first just step the right foot forward. So you're coming into a kneeling lunge. You can take as many steps as you need to get to a comfortable spot with your foot. We're looking for the most part, front knee stacked over front ankle. Don't start out like really deep into the lunge. You want to have somewhere to go as we're here. And so you can walk your hands up your legs into a standing kneeling lunge. And this is a shape that like doesn't look like much, but we can do a lot of work in this pose, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So before we start to add on movements with the upper body, I want us to find a really stable foundation through the legs. We're gonna do a little standing balancing after this, and grounding through these shapes will help energetically prep your body for that. So with the front foot, push the front leg into the ground, push your back toenails into the ground. Think about sliding your front and back foot towards each other, like you could scrunch up your mat beneath you, yes. And now engage your back glutes. Notice any effects that has on the front of the left hip into these hip flexors. And from here, you could just stay here. You could stay here and breathe, pushing, pulling, like there's a lot going on here, but we're here for just another breath, and then we're gonna move on. So keep the legs like this. As you breathe in, reach your fingertips to the sky. All this engagement in the legs is still here. Bring your right hand onto your thigh, and you're finding a lift up and then over towards your bent knee. Good, so keep the engagement through your left glute. Keep encouraging this side of the hip forward. And then notice we've been doing this lengthening from the hip out through the fingertips. You'll really feel that here through the left hip flexors. Take one more breath in. And one more breath out. Good, as you breathe in, return to center. Keep that engagement through both legs. And as you exhale, a big twist towards the bent knee. So this is like a weird way to twist. The body's like, I'm not sure how to do it. That's the point, we're confusing the body to make it smarter. Good, so keep pushing your back foot down. Keep thinking about lengthening across the front of the left hip. And at the same time, can you peel your fingertips just a little further apart? Good. Now, stay in the twist. Keep the legs as they are. Bring your right hand down towards your low back, maybe onto your hamstrings. We're going to find an exalted twist. So you're adding a little bit of a back bend to this side bend. This might be subtle. And if your left hip is like, that's enough for me, you can give it a rest. But we're here just for one more breath, really lengthening out of the left hip. Breathe in. And as you exhale, return to center. Nice job. All right, bring your hands back down to frame your right foot. We're gonna do a big twist with the left hand on the ground. It's your choice. You can leave your back knee bent, or if you like to have your knee up for this twist, you decide. Left hand, maybe your left fist come to the ground. As you breathe in, peel the right fingertip up. Good, we've been in this shape with the arms a lot, but this is different for the legs. If your back leg is lifted, squeeze the back leg. Think about energetically drawing your right hip back towards your left heel. Good, can you deepen this twist with one more breath? So good. Bring both hands back down to the earth. Return yourself to a tabletop. And we'll do this on the other side. Nice job. All right, so we're bringing the left foot forward here. Take as many steps as you need to. Get yourself situated. Walk your hands up the left thigh. The first thing we'll always do is spend some time stabilizing. So think about pushing the left foot down. Think about pushing the back toenails, back ankle down, using the entire shin bone for support. Hug your heels towards each other, feeling that fire burning in the low body already. And check in with the right hip before we move on, just noticing what the front of the right hip feels like before we even start all this action. Good. With that awareness, breathe in, reach both arms up. And as you exhale, left hand to thigh, bend to the left, but you're reaching like a rainbow, first up and then over. So I would argue that the length up is actually more important than a big side bend. It'll also feel better in your right hip. Good. So keep checking in with the stability that you're holding, that you're building through your legs. Much like balance, this isn't like you go 100% the whole time. This is a conversation with your body where you're like, okay, if I engage this much, can we, oh, okay, no, let's do this. And so stay tuned into that conversation. Good. Inhale, return to center. And as you exhale, left fingertips go back. Big twist towards your left knee. Notice all the ways it feels different and weird in your body, and work with those as information about how you can find a space where you're balancing effort and ease in the body. And know that active twists are really good for you. They build a lot of strength through your body. Good. So you're peeling your fingertips apart. You're energetically intending to spread your collarbones wide directly towards the long edge of your mat. You could stay like this. If you want a little more, bring your left hand to your low back. And we're exalting the twist. So reaching, we're kind of bending the first side. We're mishmashing the first side bend with this twist. So you're reaching up and then back. You're doing great. We're here for 2 more breaths. You're doing amazing. Good. Return to center. Bring both hands to frame your left foot. We're going for that twist at the end. So if you'd like to lift your back leg, you can do that now. Right hand or fist onto the earth. Inhale, lift the left arm to its height today. Good. Stabilize here. This is a really strong, powerful twist. Use your legs to support you. Use the stability of your base to find a little more openness through your torso, through your chest. Take 1 more breath in. And as you exhale, return to a low lunge, and then step yourself back to downward facing dog. So downward facing dog is where we meet. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of standing shapes, and then we're gonna be totally done. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Walk to meet your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, eagle poses first. So however you like to get into eagle, there are many, many ways. I like to start already kind of starting to sit into a little chair. We're gonna lift the right leg first. So you're gonna cross the right leg over the left. You're renegotiating space. Think about sitting your hips back behind you and then down. Squeeze your thighs together. Think about keeping your torso lifted, crown of your head towards the ceiling, and then right arm comes under the left arm, right arm under the left. If your palms weave to touch, that's great. You can start to lift your elbows in line with your face and then send your fingertips away from you to stretch through your shoulders. If this is feeling like too much, grab a big bear hug. You can still be squeezing and compressing all of the same joints here. Take full intentional breaths here. Soften your left toes. Like, yes, you're still balancing with them, but give them a break. You have 2 more breaths. You're doing amazing. If you're wobbling, just get right back into it. Good, and on your next inhale, unwind completely, bring both feet back to the earth. You might shake out your legs. We're gonna go right into that on the other side. So sink your hips low, left leg crosses over the right this time. You might take a moment to get yourself situated in your legs before adding more complication with the arms. So you're sitting back and down, squeezing through the legs, thinking about lengthening through the spine. Notice the core stability it takes to find some steadiness in this shape. If you want to move on, left arm comes under the right. Option to lift your arms in line with your face and bring your hands away from you to stretch through the shoulders. Bear hug is totally fine. Send your breath to something non-moving on the floor in front of you. You have 2 more slow rounds of breath. You got it. Yes, on your next inhale, unwind, emerge. An eagle slides through its nest. Okay, shake out your legs. All right, we're gonna do dancer's pose and then tree pose. So if you're like, eyeing the clock, we've got 4 more minutes. Okay, for dancer's pose, stand on your left foot, kick your right heel back towards your glutes and grab for the inner edge of this foot. So the inside arch, the eye of your elbow should be facing out. And then from here, you might stay bouncing on this leg and kind of like kicking your foot into your hands. You might notice a little stretch across the quad or the hip. You don't have to take this into a giant full expression. If you want a little more, reach your left fingertips up. As you breathe in, think about lengthening. And as you exhale, think about kicking your foot and finding a back bend here. This is less about how far forward you go. It's about the strength and stability to find really subtle changes in this shape. Good, stay connected to what you need to support your low back. Could you engage your core for a little more stability? Good, you have 2 more breaths. You're doing amazing. Just keep playing with it, be curious. And on your next breath in, gently return to center, nice and easy, and then let that go. Cool, all right, we're gonna do this on the other side. So you're standing on the right foot, left foot kicks back towards your glutes, grab for the inner edge of the left foot. And again, you might stay here, finding what just feels more like a quad stretch, if that's what you need. When I say listen to your body, this is like exactly it. If you're like, I don't want to do the balancing pose, I just want to stretch, amazing, I support that. If you'd like to move on, reach the right arm high, breathe in, think length. And as you breathe out, think stability. Start to kick your left foot into your hands. Let the movement be really incremental. You're just seeing what happens. Can you engage your back glute more? Can you use your back hamstring to lift? Just noticing all the different parts of the body that help us do hard things. Can you relax your face a little more? You have 2 more breaths. You're doing amazing. You got it. Relax your shoulders. Yes. On your next breath in, gently return to center, nice and slow. And then let that side go. All right. We're going to end with tree pose and then 3 big breaths. So for tree, left foot plants down onto the ground. Oh, I have a fun add-on if you want. If you find the bouncing in tree pose is like pretty routine for you, like you want to try a new challenge, try standing on your block. Let's just try it. You don't have to, but like if you want to. So left foot comes onto the block or onto the floor. Start to bring your right foot to either your ankle, like a little kickstand, maybe the center of the calf, or if you want, all the way up into your thigh. Visualize roots growing out of your left foot. And as you feel that rootedness, that stability, can you lengthen your whole body up? And maybe you want to grow branches today. Just finding something that feels expressive and interesting to you. It doesn't even have to be the thing you do all the time. And can you think about sending your right knee a little more back, opening through the hips? Nice. You have 3 more breaths here. Enjoy it. If you're wobbling, it's all good. Bring more breath to the party. Branches start to draw back in. We'll take a breath together. And as you exhale, relax out of that side. Nice job. One more side, bouncing on the right foot. Find your setup, whatever you want. Think about groundedness through the right foot, whatever that means for you. Decide what happens with the left foot. There's no pressure to do the same thing you did on the other side. It's really normal to have weaknesses or imbalances in the body, and pushing yourself to do the same thing on both sides if you're not ready doesn't really serve your body. You can build strength and stability in more targeted and careful ways. Yeah, see, that's not happening. Maybe you want to find branches, maybe a different expression than on the other side, just for the sake of choosing to do something different. And I'll give you these last 4 breaths in silence, thinking about groundedness and rootedness. Doing awesome. Branches, start to pull yourself back in. We'll all inhale together. And as you exhale, relax. Both feet are on the ground. Find something that feels like a powerful standing position for you. So maybe your feet are a little bit wider. Maybe you take a moment to close your eyes, or just find a soft gaze if that's more comfortable for you. Just take a moment to feel your body. Bring your hands maybe onto your abdomen, maybe one hand onto your heart. And starting at your toes, just notice the way your body feels. Noticing sensations of temperature, maybe a buzzy feeling, vibration, maybe just some movement. Maybe you feel space. And we'll end our practice together here with 3 big grounding breaths. I like to reach my arms up overhead as I breathe in. You can keep your hands right where they are if that's better for you. But together, we'll take a big breath in, fill all the way up. As you exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Grounding down, good. 2 more, breathe in, expand out of this stability. And as you exhale, ground yourself. Beautiful. Last one, breathe in. Biggest breath of all Wednesday. And your biggest breath out, pulling all of that down to your heart. You can blink your eyes open. That's our practice for today. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you're feeling a little more limber, a little more awake. And I will talk to you soon. There's no yoga lunch break for the month of April. Taking a little break, but we'll be back next Wednesday with an evening class. So if I don't see you before then, thanks again for coming, and I'll see you soon.